Okay, so today we're going to continue our three-part series on everything you need to be prepared. So this will be part two. Last time we talked, part one was the basic, and this was like a 2-week, ice storm, something like that, where we mainly focused on Mountain House 14-day kit for food, some canned food, a grill, bottled water, generator, transfer switch, some security, radio, and some miscellaneous stuff. And so for the basic, which is the most likely stuff to happen, 2 or 3 weeks, we came in at under $5,000. Okay, but what if you want to go beyond that? Well, today we're going to talk about the better, part two. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start with food. So as before, we had the Mountain House 14-day kit. Now we're going to switch to the number 10 cans. So you get 10 servings per can, and it's a lot cheaper to buy it this way. So I got mine for about $2.30 per serving when I bought it in bulk. I'm going to say 18 cans, 180 servings for 3 months. That's 2 servings of Mountain House every day per person. Then we're going to add to that just regular canned food, say 1 can per person of canned food. And we're going to bump up the propane, 5 more tanks of that. And we're also going to add some more economical means of storage and bulk rice, beans, sugar, flour, that kind of stuff. We're going to bag it up in Mylar. So I said $100 per person for that. So that brings the food bill to about $2,700, and we're good for a few months. Now let's talk about water. So last time we just did bottled water in gallons, and we're going to add to that another 28 gallons per person. And then we're also going to add a Berkey. Okay, so these are a little pricey, about $3.50-ish. But if you have a water source, then you can filter it and have thousands of gallons of water. So this is a good thing to have. And then finally, underwater, we got a solar water heater. Now, I did a DIY, I built this myself, and this thing cost about $100 to build, and it heats all our, well, not all our water, but it heats a lot of our water. So if you didn't have the electricity to drive a heater, and it takes a lot of energy to heat water, so by building this thing, you're going to still have hot water for indefinitely, as long as the sun's shining, and it doesn't cost much. So we're at $650, and we got our water and some hot water covered. Next up is power. So we're going to add 6 more gas cans. That gives us 30 gallons of gas, which will help run that generator a little more. But once you get past 2 or 3 weeks, you really can't rely on a generator. It's just too much gas to store, and they just suck the gas down. So we really need to look at renewable energy here. So I did my own DIY off-grid battery-backed solar power, and I have an entire series on how to build this start to finish. I'll link that at the bottom if you're interested in building your own solar power. You can learn something from that and then design whatever you want. But this is probably my number one thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to be without power. So, but it is expensive. It was $26,000 in hardware. After the rebate, it ended up costing me $18,000. Of course, the good news is it actually will pay for itself over about 8 years, and I'm already 3 years into that. So I got 5 more years, and then I'll have free power. All right, so that whole category is about $18,000. All right, next up is security. So we're going to add to our security a little bit, bump this category up. We're going to add video surveillance. So we'll get a 16 camera kit for about $600. And you can monitor what's going on within your perimeter or on your property, whatever you want to call it. Combine that with driveway alarms. These proximity sensors, you can set them up all over your property, and they give a different sound depending on their location, so you know exactly where someone's moving on your property, and then you can look at your video system and see what's going on. Motion detection and lighting, that just adds to it. You know, everybody knows what that is. Night locks, these things, they make it a lot harder to kick in your doors. And then of course it's always good to have some dogs. So for security now we've added $2,200. Alright, let's look at communications. So in the basic we just had that one weather radio. Now we're going to add the GMRS, FRS radios. So they're about $50 a piece. You need one for everybody in your group so you can all communicate. And then of course we'll add a CB radio, one or two of those. You can get some outside information. Can come in handy. A scanner, pick up any radio traffic. So I'm adding 1740 to communications. And then we're back to the old miscellaneous column, which you could put any number of things in here, but just throwing out a few more things. We got the paper towels, the toilet paper. I think I have 300 rolls of toilet paper. So you don't want to run out of that. Cleaners, stock up a little on shampoo, soaps, laundry detergent, just so you don't run out. Enough for, you know, a few months. Bicycles, you know, if you don't have gas to drive your car, you can still get around with some pedal bikes, or you can get some dirt bikes. It's always a good, fun thing to have. An old Jeep. I didn't include this in this cost, but I've got an old Jeep. It's a lot of fun, and just miscellaneous stuff. So to get by for a few months, we got $26,800. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it's going to cost that much to survive a few months. Most of the stuff in here will last you the rest of your life, like solar power and all that. In fact, it will pay for itself. So that's kind of it for better, and next time we're going to talk about best and what you need to survive a real crap hits the fan situation. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.